Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about KPIs in SSAS cubes. So before going to the KPI, I just want to give why we use give a brief introduction. Why do we use KPIs? So KPIs means it's a key performance indicators. The KPIs says tells the user or whoever wants to see what was my sales today and whether I reached the certain target set by the businesses or set by the company. And okay, if I didn't met, and where I am at currently. Like let's say you have the current sales of like 50 in this current year, you have the sales of 80,000, but the business has set a target of 100, and in the previous year the sales was like 50, and the business has set a target of 100. Now when you see the sales of previous year, it was 50, but now I increased to 100. You have increased when compared to previous year, but still you didn't meet the target. Mean based on that you can say, okay, my target is 100, and if you have reached up to 70, that's fine, I'm not worried. But if he is below 70, then I'm little bit worried, and if he's below 50, I'm totally worried. Like that you can set that. So here in the KPIs we have four things. That is, one is a value, where from which value you want to compare. That is nothing but the current year sales, or else whatever I want I can take there. And next is a goal is nothing but the target. Let's assume if you are comparing the sales the of current year, so let's say whatever the sales I get current year, I need to compare with the target. That should be a dedicated one. So by comparing at the target, I can say whether I achieved my goal or whether my sales are good or bad. The target is nothing but the goal. We can give the goal. And next is the status. Status is nothing but it measures how the value compares the goal. So I'll just open the KPIs. I'll create one KPI so that you can see the values. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I got a KPI here, and here you can see the value expression, that what we have seen the value. Next is a goal I said that is a target. Next is the status means it measures how the value compares the goal. It will see the goal, okay, my value is like 100, and if my status is like I'll write it and I'll explain you so that it will be easy and understandable. Okay, we said we have the value, next we have the goal, next we have the status, next we have the trend. So what does value does? Let's assume my current sales is like I'll write a table here. I have a year and the sales. Year is 2010 and the sales is 20, and 2000 it's a 20 million sales. Okay, in 2011, sorry, it's a 2000, not 2020, it's a 2011, my sales is 20. uh, I'll write it as 2. Okay, and what my current value will be, I am taking the data for the 22, that is 2011. I'll take that 2011 as this is for current value. I am taking for current month, that is 22. And what should be my goal is, for 2010 what are the amount I have, that is a sales into, I have to multiply by 20%, or I'll be multiplying by 30%. This is what I give. And after that, so my goal will be 20 into 30% means nothing but it will be 1.30, because I am multiplying 30, so it should be like 33360, so it should be 26, or else I'll only give 20%, not more, so it will be my 24% is a growth. So my goal will be whatever the amount I got in 2010, I need 20% more than 2000 amount, so I should grow at 20% rate, and my goal is 24. And now in the status, what I am going to see is that, okay, my current value is 22, but my goal was set to 24. I'll see the difference. What is the difference between this and this? If the difference is not if my target was to increase 20%, right? Out of the 20%, if I achieve 80% of goal, then I am good. More than 80, achieving more than 85% of that goal is great. Like out of 20, it's a 4 is the one which I have to increase from the previous month. Out of 4 I have increased 2. Okay, so if it is achieving greater than 80%, I am okay. If I achieving less than 80%, and if I achieve less than greater than 45%, 0.45, then it is okay. Like achieving greater than 80% is it's excellent. Yeah, achieving less than 85% and 45% is okay. But if it is less than 45%, then it's bad, very bad. It's very bad. Like it's a failure. So we can discuss, we can based on the status, we can say, okay, if it is achievable, the target is achieved, I can give some range. If it is achieved more than 85%, then I can give it as a green. If it is okay, like not that 80%, but it's okay 50%, then I can give with yellow, like a signal light. If it is not less than that person, then I can give it as a red. That's what I do with the status. Trend is nothing but it compares the current status value with the value of the status at the previous point in time, and then it say whether the trend is increasing or trend is decreasing or trend is steady. Okay, now once we see the example, then you will be good. And what I'd like to say is, always the statuses will be having 3 flags. That is, for status we'll compare by using 0, 1, -1. So we'll have the 1 is excellent, 0 is okay, and -1 is downtrend. It is totally bad. That is when you use the other one. When you use a gauge, we'll have only 1 and -1. That will be there. The same thing for status, and the same values we can use for the trend. For what I'll be doing now is, I'll go to the value expressions. Now I'll give the value expressions for 2014. So I'll take the sales amount, because I have the data up to 2014 only. So that's the reason I'll take the sales amount. Now currently we are going to compare with the sales amount. So my KPI will be the sales trend. My KPI name will be the sales trend, and I want to get measures from the fact internet sales. And now what I would like to get is that I am doing on the sales amount. I'll drag and drop the sales amount, and this sales amount, because as I have the data for 2014 up to 2014, I want to get up to 2014 only. Yes, I'll drag and drop the 2014, and I'll close with the brackets. Now I got the data for 2014. Now my goal will be, it will be for the entire 2014, sorry, it will be for 2013, and I need to multiply by 0. Whatever the percentage I want, I can multiply by 0.15%. That will be my goal. Now what I will be doing, this is a status expression. In the status expression, first we'll give the hard coding. We'll not write any expression. As I said, that we'll compare the growth, and then we'll see. Assume that growth has been maximum 1 and the trend is 1. Okay, here I'll not take the gauge, I'll take the traffic light. Here I'll take the standard arrow. That's it, done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to process my queue. Yes, I'll pause the video until my queue is processed. I'm done with processing my queue. Now what I'll be doing is that I'll go and browse it. So here the disadvantage of the KPI is, whatever the trend you have developed, you can't see the trend under in the queue. Okay, you can see on the browser, that is by you viewing it what after deploying, what is the value. And if you want to see the trend, like the color coding and everything, in the Excel you can see it, and there are many other tools, but not in the cube browse. When you browse the cube, you can't see that value. Okay, and now I got it because I'll show it to you. Now this is my browser, so I have the browser here. I'll not be able to see the KPI. I can extend it. I have the sales trend value, goal status. Even though I have it, it's a different. It's because I have given the sales trend as 1 1, so it has given that 1 1. And one more thing I have to remember, that this status trend, whatever the trend I got it here, it's not the it only the value which I have hard coded, and at the same time it's not giving me the design, like whether it's in the graphical representation, it's not showing. That can be only shown in the graphs, like I can say somewhere in the The one I can say is that yeah, in the Excel, and there are some other tools where you can see that. And on the browser, you can see in the browse view. When I click on the browse view, now I'll get the value, now I'll get the goal. My goal is this and my trend is this. Based on that, I'll get the status and the fact, because I have given the art code. That's the reason I'll be getting that. I have given the 1. Now we'll see with the minus 1. Don't worry about this. Now we'll see with the minus 1. Minus 1 is nothing but, I'll go here, or else we'll go with the 0. See, 1 is always increasing. Okay. Now if you see the 0, it will be okay. It will be yellow. The light will be yellow and the trend will be like, it will not be vertical. It will not be vertical. It will be horizontal. I'll be processing the cube now. Yep. Now I'll reconnect the cube. I'll browse the view. Now you can see it became yellow because it is 0. Now if I again go back to the query, and if I change to -1, then my code will become again whatever the view I am looking at it, right? That will become it will become the red, and the this arrow will become downward because it is -1. That's it. That's why because still it will not show because I didn't deploy the process after changing -1. But if I do the -1, it will become red, and it will, the trend will be downwards. That's way how we are going to decide the trend. That is by hard coding the value. So remember, 0, 1 and -1. 1 is always green and 0 is yellow and -1 is red. The same way your trend, 1 is it's upwards, 0 like 0 is it is not upwards or downwards, it's in between, and -1 is downwards. So you can make your own trend predictions. Okay, now we'll go with the measure value expressions. Okay, now what I will do is that I'll have the sales for 2012 it's as it is, but now your goal, I want to get the previous year one. Okay, because when I given this calculation, it doesn't calculate properly. That's the reason what I'll do now, based on this calendar year 2014. Okay, whatever the value prior to the 2014, that is nothing but the 2013, I want to get that as a goal. For that purpose, I will write an MDX expression and I will paste the MDX. So my goal MDX expression will be this one. So what it does is that, what my expression does is, it checks whether my 2014, so this is a parallel period. What the parallel period does is, whatever the period I am having here for the same data, for this is 1. Okay, the first value of the previous period, it will go, it will get that previous period like parallel to the 2014, that is nothing but previous is 2013. It will get one value from there, and that is nothing but I will get the data for 2013. When I did the previous calculation where I blindly given, that doesn't work here. So we have to give the parallel period, that is nothing but for 2014, it is nothing but the previous year. Okay, 2014 previous year is 2013. In the 2013, we get the first value, that is this one. Now whatever the data I have given, I am taking that. If the previous period is 0, then take whatever the measure sales amount I have it now, you take that amount. If the previous period is not 0, then I want to multiply 15%. 1.15 means it's a 15% increase. I want to multiply 15% to the existing one. For this 2014, whatever the data I am getting for 2013, I want to multiply that as with 15% increase. That's what I am doing here. Okay, that is for the goal. Next is for the status. Status, what we do is that we can give some limitations. As I said, if the increase out of, I have set a target to increase 15%, out of in the 15%, if it is achieved like 85%, I am good. If the 85% of that 15% is not achieved, then I can write some condition saying that okay, it's not okay. Up to 85% achievement is good. Below 85% to certain like 55%, it's average. Below 50%, it's like done. It should not be that way. Okay, like that we can mark. For that also, I have to write MDX expression where taking this current member, and then I have to, based on this values, I have to write an MDS expression. So this is the MDS expression, expression I have written. Sorry, I might have spelled MDS. It's a MDX expression. Here what I am doing is that if the KPI value sales trend is nothing but the name of the KPI. Okay, this is a value, right? Value, and the name is sales trend. So if the KPI value sales trend by KPI goal, okay, I am dividing, but if it is achievement of 0.85%, then I will make it as 1. And if it is if it is greater than, first it will take whether it's a greater than or 0.85%, then it will check, and this both conditions are same. If you see the above condition and KPI value less than 0.85, if I give 85 or if I don't give, both are same. Okay, so that's the reason I am removing this, because anyway the condition will check the above, it will check the first value, right? If the condition is true, then only it will come for the next one condition. So if I write this or the other way, both should work fine. And if it is less than, then I'll make okay, it's okay, not bad, but it's okay. If it is, or if it doesn't satisfy both the conditions, then it's very bad, so it will be -1. That is nothing but it will go to the red. The same way with the trend. What trend previously I given -1, right? I delete it. Now I will be writing MDX query for the trend. Based on the trend will be calculated. I have written a big MDX expression for trend. So this is what I have here. What I am doing for the first value is here, when it is empty, then I am making a trend as 0. When the previous month is not there, then I will make the trend as it's neither increased neither decreased. So I will make medium, neutral. But when that sales trend, okay, is not that increased, like if I see the trend is not greater than, it's if it is like this is what I have to give. If the trend is not increased or decreased, I have given the trend as it is greater than or equal to, sorry, less than or equal to 0.2, and actually it's better to have this condition here, because this is 1 where I will have the 1. Yep. Then 0 else -1. Yeah. Then it should be good. 1 0 -1. Yep. Now it's in order. I have the sales amount. So if it is empty, then I'll make it. Sorry, I'm going at the goal. Yeah, trend. If it is empty, then I don't want to do anything. I just want to give it as neutral. There is no increase. Then what I'll do, I'll compare the sales trend here, whatever the KPI value I got for it. Then I'll compare the like goal, what are the goal we have. Then accordingly, what are the status we have. Then I'll compare. Okay, if that is 0.02 or not. If it is greater than 0.02, nothing but it increase. I can give the trend not only 0.02, I can give whatever value I want. It depends. If it is greater than that, then I'll give the trend as 1. It is upwards. If it is less than that value, then I'll give the trend as neutral. Less than that 0.02 and greater than 0.1. Sorry, 0. minus 0.08. This is what. Or else I'll give the trend as negative. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll deploy the cube. Done. So now I'll reconnect to the cube. Good. Now I'll go and see the trend. So this is my current 2014 sales, and this is what the target which I have given. The status is negative. Trend based on the status and based on the based on the previous point in time, the status of previous point in time, it is going to compare. It says the trend is okay, average. Now we'll check whether the value and goal are correct or not, because it's totally different, right? Now see what I am going to do. I am going to delete this. Okay, I don't have anything. Okay. Oh, this is the one KPI I have given, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a KPI, so it cannot be. I have to do from the other end. Now I'll go to the internet measures. Oh, sorry, it is trying to update it. Okay. Now I'll go here. I'll go to the internet sales and I'll drag and drop the sales amount. Now I want to see what is the sales amount for 2014 and 2015, so that my goal should be matching, right? What are the goal is nothing but this is 2014 value is 2014, and goal is 2013. Previous year of 2014 is 2013. 2013 into I have increased 15%, so this should match. Let's check whether my calculation, because I always compare with the data, so that some case if I sometimes if I miss anything, then it should be like I will correct myself. So now I'll drag and drop the calendar here. Yep, great. 2014 it's 45694. Yes, we got the 45694. That is the value we are given, and the goal is 1800. And what did we get here? Here we got the goal as 163515, because that one I am expecting, because what we did, we are given the goal as a different value, right? We are given the goal is nothing but previous year data into 0.15%. Now we'll check whether that matches or not. So I'll go here 163 51550 0.34 into 1.15. That's my goal. Yep. What's the value I got? 18804282891. Yeah, we are good. So whatever the calculation I did, it's working fine. This is the way I always verify. So I also recommend you guys don't trust your queries, because since we are the beginners, you might think that okay, this might work, but it might not work. So please compare with the data and see whether whatever the queries you are written, it's correct or not. Please validate it. Okay, don't blindly write it, because it might, even though if you do a silly mistake, it's going to affect all the process. If you had calculated like how the goal should be, if you had did that wrong, it's going to affect the status as trend. So I always recommend you guys to go and please verify the queries. What are the queries you return, you verify that by going into the database or whatever way you have, you can verify that. Okay, so I'll again memorize whatever we said so far. So today we discuss about the KPIs. KPIs is nothing but it's a key performance indicator. You will use a KPIs to see where your business is today. Like you'll say okay, my business is at a good stage, or it's increasing, decreasing, or it's not at all. It's in neutral. That one you can check it. In that KPI you add different values. That 4 kind of things, that is a value, goal, status, and then you add the trend. Value is nothing but you'll give from which value, like today's data, like for which one you want to compare. Goal is nothing but the target, and then next you will have the status. Status is nothing but how you want to compare the goal. If you reach the goal, 85% of the goal has been reached, then you can say okay, I am good. If it is between 85% and 50%, then you can say okay, it is neutral. Below 50%, you can say negative. Okay, you are not achieved the growth. So accordingly, so this analysis you can say based on the like there might be some scenarios where you might give a bonus to the sales representatives. So you can use this KPI saying that okay, if it is green, give the bonus of 25%. If it is yellow, give the bonus of 10%. If it is red, no bonus. Okay, like that you can achieve the targets. You can use this KPI to evaluate their performances. And next, trend is nothing but it compares the current status with the value of the status which is at the previous point in time. Okay, that way you can say okay, whether my trend has been increased or decreased. This is a KPI. See you guys. We'll meet in next video with other topics. Thank you. Bye. Take care.